I'm sorry I look like every cop that's been in trouble on the news. It's a weird time. You know, during the height of the pandemic, my friend calls me up. He goes, Mike, do you want to go to Spain this year for running with the bulls? I go, isn't that a bit soon? Remember last week when the air almost killed us? Remember 5 days ago we were almost murdered by the air? And now you want to go running with the bulls. Which I know that's what it's called, but that's not actually what you're going to be doing. Running with the bulls implies that the bulls have accepted you and you guys have decided to exercise together. What you're going to be doing is running from the bulls. Do you understand the difference? Running with, running from. Everybody's so focused on pronouns now. Maybe we should take a look at some of these prepositions. Running with, running from. He's kind of an unhealthy guy, so I took a shot at him. I go, instead of running with the bulls, why don't you just try running? Because you know what can kill you besides bulls? A sedentary lifestyle. He goes, well, let me know. You know, we all have to get COVID tests before we go over. I go, oh, do they want us completely healthy for when we're murdered by bulls? My girlfriend moved in with me during the pandemic, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself first. I'm 100% Italian. Thank you. And I tell people that, and I get pushback. They go, 100% your mother and father? I go, that's what 100% means. What, did you drop out of the 5th grade? They go, can you speak it? I go, no, I'm 3rd generation. They go, oh, you're not real. But I tried. I took an Italian language class at my high school, but I was failing it. So I did the most Italian thing I could think of. I went to the teacher after class and I said, look, I'm getting an F. I'm failing your class. But what do you say you give me a B and nothing will happen to you or your family? There's nothing more Italian than that. Now, my girl is from rural Indiana. And I learned this very early on during the quarantine. People from rural Indiana do not like to be called hillbillies. Did you guys know that? That's considered a slur. The correct term is caged free. The caged free do not like to be called hill folk. It gets their overalls in a twist. The hardest thing about moving in with someone is getting adjusted to each other's bad habits. I'll go first with mine. My bad habit is yelling. I do yelling. And I thought, oh, this is just being Italian American, but that's not what it's called now. That's not what it's called in 2022. It's not called being Italian American. Now it's called toxic and problematic. It's no longer ethnic. It's now toxic and problematic. Her problem, and since she's not here, we'll get into it. She leaves her crap all over the place. I mean, real bad. Cupboards open, drawers open, clothes all over the floor. So I go, were you raised in a barn? That's a pretty standard thing to say to somebody who's being a slob. Were you raised in a barn? But she's from rural Indiana. So it turns out she actually was raised in a barn. She took it personal and it started a 4-day fight. But it was a cultural miscommunication and she did it back to me. During the fight, she called me a pig, and that's a slap in the face in my culture. But to somebody from rural Indiana, a pig is your friend. She just meant that you are very loyal and trustworthy. But I remember the first time our bad habits collided. You know, I walk in the apartment and it's a mess and I go, what is this? What is this? And she comes out of the room and looks at me and goes, please stop yelling. I go, oh, I wasn't yelling at you. I was yelling at the person that I thought kidnapped you. Because this looks like a crime scene. What are you trying to tell me with this? You're from the Midwest. Are you pro-tornado? Because I'm anti-tornado. I think they destroy lives. But it's not that. It's just that Indiana is a different place than New York. It's not better or worse. It's just different. I went to go visit her people. Very nice. I ducked away for a little alone time. I went to the diner. I had a great meal, and I got the bill, and the bill was for $6. So I call the waitress over. I go, "Excuse me, miss, there must be some mistake. This says $6. She goes, "There's no mistake, and you're going to pay every penny of it." I go, "I don't think you understand. What I'm saying is I have enough money in my pocket right now to buy this restaurant." So living together is going pretty good for me, guys. But I made a mistake during the quarantine. And don't ever do this with your significant partner. We're laying in bed, and I go, "Let's get to know each other a little bit better. On the count of 3, let's blurt out our IQs." Never do that with your significant partner. One of you is dumber. And in my case, it was me, and I was much dumber. And she loves me, so she was trying to save it. She goes, "Mike, you have a much lower IQ than I do. Even you're smart enough to know that." She goes, "But you have this other thing called emotional intelligence, and that's pretty valuable too." And I did some research, and it turns out emotional intelligence is completely made up. It's fake. It's just something that smart people tell dumb people that they have, so that the dumb people don't kill themselves. And they stay alive, and they do the jobs that the smarter people don't want to do. So my jobs in the apartment are as follows: sanitation and extermination. Bugs and trash. That's what I do. I do bugs and trash. And sometimes she'll quiz me. She'll go, "What are your jobs?" I'll go, "Bugs and trash." And she'll be like, "Who's my guy?" I go, "I am." Nail it. Nail it every time. We recently had an incident. There was a bug in the bathroom. And the reason I know, because she was in the bathroom and she yells, "A bug, it's a bug, there's a bug." I'm like, "All right, car alarm, I got it." I go in, flick the light on, bug freezes, I freeze, it's a standoff. Now I try to kill this bug 3 times. Third time I step directly on him, scoop him up with toilet paper. He's still alive but wounded. So I throw him in the toilet. I flush the toilet. It's swirling around. This bug pushes away from the toilet paper. He Heismans the toilet paper, swims to the side of the bowl, starts climbing out. I see that, I back out of the bathroom. I go, "It's all good, babe." She goes in the bathroom, she comes back out, she goes, "He's alive and better than ever." I go, "Let me tell you something about this bug. He has more of a will to live than you and me combined." She goes, "Well, go back in there and kill him." I go, "Relax, this isn't a mafia family, okay?" This bug has a lot of the characteristics, actually, that I admire in any living thing. This bug is resilient, overcomes adversity, mentally tough, never quits. This bug is basically who I want to be as a person. I'm not going to go back in there and kill my role model. He just lives with us now. She goes, "Well, I'm afraid to go in the bathroom." I go, "Well, you should be. Because you ordered his death 3 times. And I'm sure he overheard you. Because this bug probably doesn't have the highest IQ. But I'm sure he's got a lot of emotional intelligence." Thank you. Thank you. I've had to move a few times in New York, though. One time because of bed bugs. Have you guys had them? Bed bugs are aggressive. They just attack you until you break your lease. There's no way to stop bed bugs. I think that's my message here tonight. I did figure out a way to slow them down, though. I introduced ladybugs into my apartment. Now, the ladybugs don't kill the bed bugs, but they wear them down emotionally. That joke does good with about half the crowd. The other half doesn't like it so much. I put that joke on Twitter. I got attacked worse than I got attacked by bed bugs. But I'm just moving in now, and you guys are looking at me like, Mike, you're a sweet piece. How are you not married? And the answer is because I went through a lot of breakups. When I break up with a woman now, never pleasant, I like to do it at a restaurant because I feel like it's a public place and she will not cause a scene. Can I share a secret with you guys? The women of today will yell at you right in a restaurant. So you know what I do now? I take her to a Chinese restaurant. That way, if she yells at me, it just seems like she's working at the restaurant. I'm sorry, is that joke too sweet and sour for some of you guys? I didn't mean to ruin your happy family, which is another delicious entree. I just think it's really bad dating from your phone because there's no compromise. If you don't like someone, you just swipe them away, and you get rid of them. Back in the day, we used to have to compromise. I went on a phone date before I met my girl. First thing the woman said to me, I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan. Is that the first thing we should be saying to each other? How about your name? What's your favorite color? I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan. So I go, look, I'm on the keto diet. All I eat is meat. We're on opposite ends of the dietary spectrum, but there's a chance to what? Compromise. We did not go down that road. Because then she goes, I won't even eat food that has touched meat. And then I go, I only eat emotional support animals. You want to keep playing this game? We can keep playing this game. Now, when you move in with your significant partner, which is what Twitter makes me call my girlfriend now, it's funnier than what you guys gave it. When you move in with your significant partner, you have to talk about what you value in an apartment. And she went first. She goes, we really need a doorman. And I go, why? She goes, for protection, in case someone is trying to get us. I go, what are you into? I've been living a pretty Judeo-Christian life without many enemies on the streets. I don't know what you're into, where you need protection. She goes, we just need a man to protect us. I go, well, I'm a man who could technically protect us. She goes, yeah, but you're not a doorman. And it occurred to me, she doesn't know what a doorman does because she's from rural Indiana. The closest thing they have to a doorman in rural Indiana is a scarecrow, which is like the doorman of the crops. I go, you understand, this is a doorman. His functions are as follows. He opens and closes the door, and sometimes he takes packages. But he's not a Navy SEAL or a ninja. He's a doorman. I'm vaccinated, and I'm telling you that because I want you to know I'm a hero. I got the one that gives you blood clots. I got the blood clot one. I got the one that gives you blood clots. I used to say Johnson & Johnson, but before I would get to the second Johnson, whoever I was talking to would go, blood clots. You have the blood clot one. You have the one that gives you blood clots. So now I just save everybody time. And I go, blood clots. I have the blood clot one. I have the one that gives you blood clots. But it's gonna work to my advantage because New York City, where I live, is getting increasingly violent. And I figure if I get shot in the street, I won't bleed out. They'll be like, you know what saved this guy? Blood clots. He had the blood clot one. He had the one that gives you blood clots. I am gonna miss some things about the pandemic, though. For example, having my temperature taken like I'm being executed. Remember that at the restaurants? You wanna see our menu? You wanna see our menu, don't you, huh? You wanna look at our specials? It's aggressive, you know? I didn't feel safe. I started carrying my own thermometer around with me for protection. That's my Second Amendment. That's my Second Amendment. I got the right. So they'd be like, you wanna see our menu? I'd be like, what's up now, dog? How you doing? How you doing? No, you need to give me your email. No, I'll take your email in case I have to track you like a little baby wolf. But I say the pandemic's been different for everybody. It's been harder on all of us in here, I would say, just looking at you guys. That's not a slam, guys. It's harder on all of us because we all had to wear masks, and I wore a mask, whatever was required. But harder on all of us, I would say, because we're all good looking. And when you wear a mask and you're good looking, people can't tell that you're good looking. And it's terrible. As attractives, we're used to being treated a certain way all of our lives. But because we had to wear these masks, people couldn't tell that we were attractive. And it was terrible. Example, height of the pandemic, I'm in Starbucks, mask up for safety reasons. Woman behind the counter starts talking to me sideways. I had to stop her. I go, excuse me, miss? I'm handsome. You can't talk to me that way. You can't talk to me that way. You're talking to me like I'm an ugly, and I'm not an ugly. Actually, miss, I'm an attractive. You want me to prove it? I'll take my mask off and kill everybody in here with my tiny vapors. Is that what you want? You want me to kill everybody with my tiny vapors? I'm an attractive. Because I'm just talking to you guys right now, other attractives. No disrespect to the people out there. But the uglies have had a good run. They really have, walking around, masks up, pretending to be us. And now that this thing is winding down, they're looking for any excuse to keep their masks on. I hear them talking, it could be a variant, it could be a variant. I'm like, cut the crap. It's not a variant. You had a good run. Stop trying to be us. Get a skill, That's the way you gotta talk to them sometimes. You gotta go, get a skill. But there's extremes on both sides of this, Height of the pandemic, outside of my building in New York, there's a woman. She had 2 masks and a face shield on. Outside. And that's fine, whatever, but where is this going, You throw wipers and a turn signal on her, she's a car. Maybe that's where this goes. Maybe we evolve into tiny cars. Then I got a friend in Florida doesn't believe any of this is real. He just makes up his own facts. He goes, it's all fake, Mike. It's all fake, He goes, what are the deaths, 1 in 400? He goes, Mike, do you know 1 in 5 Floridians gets decapitated by their own ceiling fan? I go, what? He goes, that's real talk, Mike. The mainstream media isn't going to talk about that. 1 in 5 Floridians decapitated by their own ceiling fans. It's Game of Thrones down here, Mike. We're getting murdered by our own appliances. And then he goes, Dr. Fauci is a chiropractor. He always takes a shot at Fauci on the way out. Dr. Fauci don't make his own spaghetti sauce, Mike. What kind of Italian don't make his own gravy, Mike? What else is he not telling us? Thank you. I probably should have used barbecue sauce for you guys here because it's more applicable. I'll be happy to never take another COVID test again because the healthcare professionals, while heroes, can be quite aggressive. Bedside manner went out the window about halfway through this thing. Last time I went in for a COVID test, the woman said exactly nothing to me. Went and got a swab. I think it was a swab, could have been a screwdriver. If I'm being honest, it felt like a Phillips head. And she must have played college softball because she came from back here and just boom, dry docked me. Hit my frontal lobe. I lost my sense of direction for like a week. Afterwards, I looked at her, I'm like, is this even about COVID? You just seem angry, and it feels like you're using COVID to get a lot of your frustrations out. COVID-19, let's do a deep dive, guys. What do we know about COVID-19? Well, we know it came from China, so we know it works. Italy got hit hard, but I think it's because Italy was trying to treat it with recipes. Nice try, Italy, but not helpful. Who do I blame? Is that what you guys want to know? The people who wanted to get rid of straws. Remember those heroes? We got to get rid of the straws. We got to get rid of the straws because the straws are killing the turtles. So fine, we got rid of the straws. But then we started putting our mouths on everything. We started raw dogging everything with our mouths. And then we all got the coronavirus. And then we started dying. And did the turtles help us? No, they didn't, guys. They were conveniently quarantining in their shells. Probably mumbling slurs about us, you know? Turtles are really old. Do you guys need more time with these jokes, or are you gonna get them? My new fear, now that COVID has subsided, is being pushed onto the subway tracks. I don't know if you guys get our news here in Nashville, you know? The Nashville Tribune or the Nashville Inquisitor. I'm not sure what your paper is called. But we're pushing each other on the subway tracks. And the big problem is you don't know who's gonna push you. If it was one person, we could strategize around that individual, but it could be anybody. And I'll tell you what the answer isn't. Asking each person on the platform if they're thinking about pushing. Because I saw a guy who looked suspicious and I said, "Sir, you don't look right. Are you thinking about pushing?" He goes, "I wasn't before you mentioned it. But to be honest, now that you brought it up, it sounds like it might be refreshing." Yeah, guys, it's pushing season. So I just assumed I'm getting pushed, you know. Every time I'm on the platform, I get in a stance. Knees slightly bent, head on a swivel. You know, good form, getting ready to get pushed. Because I feel like if I get pushed, a lot of the trains are delayed. I can pop back up. Now I'm in that guy's head, you know? So no one talks about the pop-up. You're ready to get pushed. And you get pushed and you pop back up. It shows that guy I'm resilient, right? He's just gonna push me in front of a train, dog. Am I relating to some of the younger people that way? Maybe, should I say dog at the end of the jokes? It's just, I'm trying to relate to the Gen Zs. So I'm on the platform, knees slightly bent, head on a swivel, ready to get pushed. I see a guy I know, he's a waiter at one of the clubs I work. I go, "Hey man, what's up? How was your pandemic?" He goes, "Pretty good." I go, are you going back to work soon? He goes, I don't do that anymore. I sell Bitcoin now. He goes, do you know what Bitcoin is? I go, I don't think anyone actually knows what Bitcoin is. He goes, well, let me explain it to you. And about 5 minutes into the explanation, I was like, I'd rather you just push me onto the tracks. So now I'm taking Lyft, and I know you guys probably don't take Lyft, because you guys have cars. I'm sorry, trucks. I don't like Lyft, I like to put in where I'm going. I want Lyft to give me the price and how long it's going to take to pick me up. And Lyft initially does that, but then they start negotiating, and I don't like that. They're like, hey, Mike, instead of picking you up in 4 minutes, how about we knock $1.75 off and we pick you up in 22 minutes? Would that be cool? No, Lyft, that would not be cool. I'm in a dangerous neighborhood. I might not be alive in 22 minutes. Well, how about we knock $4 off and we send you a car with a driver who may or may not be drunk? You might have to actually drive. How about we knock $8 off and we just send you a guy, no car? I go, is this even Lyft anymore? This feels like Grindr. This feels like a gay hookup app. And I am not gay. But I do love a discount. So I guess it's decision time for me. And how much feedback does Lyft need? I'm flying out of LaGuardia, which is one of our airports in New York. I fly out like at 6 a.m. I get to the airport, my phone's blowing up. I'm like, who's calling me this early? Who's texting me? It's Lyft. With a bunch of questions. How was the ride? Rate the driver. Review the ride. Give him a tip. Give him a compliment. I'm like, oh my God. I wanted a ride to the airport. I didn't want to become a foster parent. How much work is this? So I just did it old school, verbally. I go, Farik. His name was Farik. I say to him, I go, Farik, 4 out of 5 stars. You got me to the airport beautifully, but you were yelling at your wife in Farsi the entire trip. And I feel obligated to tell you that yelling is toxic and problematic. It's no longer ethnic. It is now toxic and problematic. Have you guys been flying during the Pandeezy? The Pandays? The Pandas. But all my flights have been delayed because they're cleaning and sanitizing the plane. That's what they say. We're cleaning and sanitizing every part of the plane. And it's like, can you get there 15 minutes early to clean and sanitize? They go, no, we're cleaning and sanitizing. That's the reason for our delays. Nobody overslept. We're cleaning and sanitizing every part of the plane. So I get on the plane and I head to the emergency row. That's where I sit. I'm a hero. And there's crumbs in my seat. So I go to the flight attendant. I go, did you clean and sanitize the plane? She goes, we cleaned and sanitized every part of the plane. I go, what'd you clean it with, cookies? And then I was gonna ask for seat reassignment. If you're not comfortable in the emergency row, you guys know that you can do that. You can ask for a seat reassignment. But have you ever asked for seat reassignment? They get real mad. You get more support asking for gender reassignment than you do for seat reassignment. I don't want you to think that I don't follow the rules. I do follow the rules. My problem is when someone is trying to exert power over me. I don't like that. If it's just the rules, I'll follow them. But when someone's trying to exert power, I buck. Example, I'm flying out of John F. Kennedy Airport. It's one of the airports we have in New York. So I'm taking my little bag, I never check luggage. I have 5 outfits like this. So I take my little bag. Before I even get close to the woman, she goes, "You're gonna have to check it. You're gonna have to check that. You will have to check it." And I go, "But it's my emotional support bag. I have things in there that I need for emotional support. I watch you guys let people take dogs and pigs and chickens onto the plane. I would like to take my emotional support bag on." She goes, "Sir, that's not real." I go, "Apparently, miss, you don't know that much about mental health, because it's very real. Now, I have a letter from my doctor." And I gave her the letter, and she read it, and she goes, "This letter is fake." And I go, "I know, I'm a liar. That's part of my disability. I need my emotional support bag. I have things in there for emotional support." She goes, "There's a metal contraption next to the door. If you can fit your bag in that metal contraption, you could take it on the flight." So I try, guys, like 20 times, and it's not fitting. Yet I know that it will fit in the overhead compartment. This is a setup. So I have to take my bag back to her, defeated. And she goes, "I'm very sorry, but like I said, you're gonna have to check your bag." I go, "I don't think you are very sorry. I think you're quietly celebrating." And then there was a joke, there was a joke to be made, so I made a joke. I go, "I know this is John F. Kennedy Airport, but you're treating me like Lee Harvey Oswald." Give her a little shot, give her a little shot. She goes, "Be that as it may, sir, you will have to check your bag." I go, "It's not even my bag. A stranger asked me to bring it onto the flight. And I'm trying to do somebody a solid. And this is what kindness gets at John F. Kennedy Airport?" She goes, "Sir, what's so important that you have to take your bag on? What's in the bag?" I go, "I could tell you, but you're not gonna understand." She goes, "Try me." I go, "Inside the bag is Bitcoin." And she goes, "What's Bitcoin?" I go, "Well, let me explain it to you." And about 5 minutes into the explanation, she was like, "Just get on the plane. Take your stupid bag on the plane." Thank you. Guys. Well, a lot of you have been thinking it, so I'll just say it. Yes, I have been going to the gym. And I got a very expensive gym membership. It's the most I've ever paid for a gym membership, but you have to invest in yourself. I think someone tweeted that. And so I go into the gym to check it out, and the woman's showing me around. She goes, "First floor is all weights. Second floor is cardio equipment. Third floor is yoga studios and a steam room." And then she told me the price. And I go, "Which floor do you go to declare bankruptcy?" Because I'm probably gonna have to do that at some point. And like a good salesperson, she pivoted. She goes, "What's your fitness goal?" I go, "For this much money, it's Thor. I would like to be half man, half God. I would like to have a hammer that I also use as a weapon." So I do a one-day trial, and I'm in the steam room trying to sweat out some of my poverty. And I start talking to a guy in the steam room. We're having a great conversation. And at the end of the conversation, he goes, "I'm gay." And I go, "That's cool, man. I am a straight." Then he goes, "I can flip you." And then I go, "I think we have different fitness goals. Mine is to be Thor. I'm looking to be Thor." But you guys are really putting me in a good mood. I got some bad news today. I found out my favorite Italian restaurant is closing, Chuck E. Cheese. And guys, Charles Edward Cheese has decided to close his doors. I like the Chuck E. Cheese business model. They opened up, they're like, look, we have rats. Now, we could call an exterminator, but that's gonna cost a lot. What do you say we just lean into this thing? Let's get a rat, let's make him our spokesperson. Get him on stage, get him in a band, get him cranking out some hits. Charles Edward Cheese. That's his Christian name, Charles Edward Cheese. Somebody actually wrote me an email that said, it's Charles Entertainment Cheese. That's what the E stands for. I'm just letting you know. I'm like, wow, you have a lot of time on your hands, man. You're correcting for the love of Charles Edward Cheese. It's funny when you argue with somebody, I'm like, no, it's Edward. Edward is just crazy. He's like, no, it's Charles Entertainment, look it up. And I go, I did. And it's Edward. Just sing. I had a roommate for years and years, and I loved him, but he's on drugs. And we're hanging out one night, and he goes, do you like the Grateful Dead? I go, no. He goes, well, have you ever seen them live? I go, why would I see them live if I don't like any of their songs? He's like, you gotta see them live, dude, you gotta see them live. I'm like, why? Because you get trashed and you go see them live? I would rather drop acid and go to Chuck E. Cheese. Have you ever seen that band live? You haven't lived till you see a rat rip a guitar solo, okay? I'm talking Charles Edward Cheese. I'm Italian American and I live in New York, and one of my passions, stand-up comedy is my job, but one of my passions before the dark times was to go from city to city around this great country and tell people in these different cities that they have terrible pizza. It's awesome, guys. And it weirdly hurts people's feelings. And I can work it into any conversation. I was in Baltimore, I'm coming down in an elevator, I'm talking to this woman, she goes, oh, you live in New York City? How did you enjoy our aquarium? I'm like, lady, I don't know anything about your aquarium, but your pizza is terrible. She goes, what's wrong with it? And that gives you a pathway to insult their entire town. I'm like, first of all, miss, in order to have good pizza, you need good water. You guys don't have it. And maybe you're using all of your good water in your aquarium, but you're not using it in your pizza, because it sucks. Your toppings are bad. Do you have any Italians in this town who could make a pizza? Anyone who could read a recipe? Do you have anyone in this town who could read? Do you guys have schools? It's a new thing sweeping the country called schools. Then I'll compare the town negatively to another town close by. I'll go, look, I was just in Cleveland. That's not great pizza, but it's not this dog crap. It's pretty fun, guys. You guys are a great crowd because you're getting my jokes, you know? A lot of people don't get my jokes. Not a lot, some. You know, some crowds don't get it. And if there's a joke in everyday life, I'll make it. You know who does not appreciate my unique sense of humor? Chinese customs. Because I went to China before the dark times. And they were like, why are you coming to China? And I was like, to feel tall? No, I ended up in a work camp for quite some time. I dropped my phone in the toilet in China, and that's actually the best place to drop your phone in the toilet, you know, because of all the rice. But I wouldn't put it in white rice, I put it in brown rice because of my commitment to diversity. Diversity, guys, that's the name of the game in show business now. My manager calls me up, he's like, Mike, is there anything in your background that could give us some much needed diversity? I go, well, I'm 100% Italian. Does that help? He goes, actually, that hurts us a lot. So if you could not mention that again, that would be a big help. Then he's like, what about what's going on inside of you? Is there any diversity there? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, with your feelings. Like, sometimes do you feel like a woman that is trapped inside of a man's body? Because that's a story we could tell. I'm like, no, that's not really happening. But I was born C-section. So I was a man who was trapped inside of a woman's body. I don't know if that counts. I don't know if that makes... Am I a hero? Am I a hero? Anyway, I got my phone working in China again. And my Chinese tour guide was like, Mike, how are you enjoying China? I'm like, it's pretty good, but your pizza is terrible. And I was like, you know who has a pretty good slice? Korea. It's not great, but it's not this dog crap. Fine, guys, what's my immigration policy? Is that what you want to know? 90-day fiance. I say, if you want to come to this country, that's fine, but you have to marry one of our worst people. Have you seen that show? I would rather go back to El Salvador and fight MS-13 than to marry Darcy from Connecticut. I'm pro-immigrant. I came from immigrants, you know? But I notice in New York, the immigrants from the small countries, Eastern Bloc, Central America, they yell into their phones. They're always yelling. Yelling is toxic and problematic. I don't know if you guys know that or not. It's no longer ethnic. But they're yelling into their phones, and I can't help but think, that's probably why you were asked to leave your country. Country is so small, and you're yelling. The cops were probably like, you need to go to a bigger land, more suited to your voice inflection. But I think we're good people in this country. I think it's a lot of good people, you know? It's, I think the problem, the big divide in this country, is that we're all looking at the same thing from different perspectives. It's perspective. For example, I'm a huge boxing fan. I love all kinds of boxing. And I was watching this one fight. It was a female fighter, and her brother was the promoter. And they were interviewing her, and they're like, how did you start fighting? And it's a tragic story. She goes, when I was young, I watched my father hit my mother. I was too weak to do anything about it, so I learned to fight, and it never happened again. I'm like, wow, that's pretty powerful. Then I thought, but the brother, the promoter, grew up in the same home. So he must have saw the same thing and thought to himself, I can sell tickets to this. Perspective. Perspective. Now I'd like to talk about race. I'm a straight white, and I'm coming out of the closet straight white. I don't know if we have a closet. We have more of a wine cellar. But sometimes, admittedly, I only see things from my straight white perspective. For example, I went to Aruba before the dark times without my significant partner, which is what Twitter makes me call my girlfriend now. And I needed somebody to rub sunblock on me. And I know what you're thinking, that's a straight white problem. But if you're a straight white, without your intimate partner, who do you ask? Another straight white? The answer is no, because we don't help each other. Do you ask the straight white's wife? Now you gotta fight the straight white. We're a jealous group. Can't ask a kid. I think Epstein ruined that for all of us. I asked my friend who's an African-American woman, I'm like, will you please rub sunblock on me? She goes, sunblock, Michael, is racist. I go, how so? She goes, it's a product, Michael, that's dedicated to keeping you white. I couldn't wrap my straight white brown... I couldn't... I couldn't wrap my straight white brain around it. And then she goes, and you could tell the level of racism by the SPF. SPF 5 is a little bit racist. SPF 40 is Nazi strength. She goes, give me one reason I should rub this sunblock on you, Michael. One reason. I go, melanoma? That was her name, Melanoma Jenkins. But I am against discrimination in all of its forms, okay? I was on the beach in Aruba, same joke. And there's these children building a sandcastle, so I examined it very carefully because I'm a thoughtful person. And then I kicked it over. With tears in their eyes, they were like, sir, why? And I was like, because you do not have any wheelchair accessible entrances. This is a castle of discrimination, you little pieces of trash. And I told that joke to an audience full of people in wheelchairs, and they actually gave it a standing ovation. So you guys have a lot of work to do. But to be honest, guys, with what's going on today, I just kind of do whatever fits my own narrative. Like I have a white friend who goes, standardized testing is racist. And I actually agree with that because I did not do well on my SATs. So I go, yeah, I agree. He goes, it doesn't apply to you, Mike, because you're a straight white. I go, it does apply to me. If the test is racist and I'm not a racist, I'm not going to do well on it. I go, what did you get on the SATs? He goes, 1580. I missed one question. I go, good job, Hitler. Now I'd like to talk about God. I am Catholic. Anybody? Well, for the rest of you guys who are going to hell, when you're Catholic, what you do is you go to church, you light a candle, and you say a prayer. But I'm a very competitive Catholic, so before I light my candle, I blow everybody else's candle out. So I don't want God getting confused between the nonsense prayers and the ones that are very important. I think even if you're an atheist, you have to admire Jesus as a historical figure. You know, I think he was great, and I don't think he deserved his death, you know? All he did was, cure leprosy, wash people's feet, and just like multiply loaves of bread and turn water into wine. I mean, the guy was a walking after party, basically. And he did not deserve his death, you know? And you know who else didn't deserve their deaths? The guys who were crucified next to Jesus. They were criminals. They were horse thieves. I'm not gonna stand up here and tell you guys that stealing a horse is the right thing to do. It's not. But it's not crucifixion wrong. Even for Roman times, that's a bit harsh. That's why in the Bible, there's so many letters to the Romans. People were writing in, dear Romans, how about you stop crucifying people for class 3 misdemeanors? You ever hear of community service, Romans? Or house arrest? Now, the story goes, there's a bitter horse thief and a contrite horse thief, and we're all supposed to be like the contrite horse thief and ask for forgiveness. But I actually understand the bitter horse thief. The bitter horse thief had a lot to be bitter about because he's being crucified with Jesus, who has a huge following, even at that time, you know? So Jesus got all the headlines, and Jesus got all the merch. Let's face it. I've never been wearing a cross and had someone come up to me and go, "Which guy was that? Was that the horse thief?" Now, miss, have you been to Israel? Not yet. Well, I went over there before the dark times. Did I learn Hebrew? No, I didn't. But I looked at it a lot. And the language of Hebrew just looks like somebody is repeatedly trying to draw a footstool over and over again. It just looked like footstool, half a footstool, one leg of a footstool, footstool flipped over, footstool flipped over, footstool, one leg of a footstool, flipped over footstool, half a footstool, one leg of a footstool, 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 half a footstool. I just wish you guys a happy Easter in Hebrew. I just wish you guys a happy Easter. I think Jesus had a bad lawyer. Because it was after his trial, you know, and he's waiting for the verdict, and his lawyer comes back and goes, "I have some good news and I have some bad news. Which would you like first?" And Jesus goes, "I'm about the good news, so give me the good news." And the lawyer goes, "They've decided on crucifixion." And Jesus goes, "That's the good news? What's the bad news?" The lawyer goes, "The bad news is the Romans have a union, and the union has a contract with the state to perform the crucifixion. But they do not have a contract with the state to carry the cross to the crucifixion site." Jesus goes, "Why are you telling me this?" The lawyer goes, "They want to pay you a non-union wage to carry the cross, you know?" Jesus goes to the lawyer, he goes, "Who are these people that are doing this to me?" And the lawyer goes, "They're the Romans, but later they will become Italians. And if it matters, in the future, they're gonna be way into you. They're really super into your birthday, and they're gonna put nativity scenes with your whole family on their front lawn, and if anybody messes with them, they'll flip out and it'll make the newspaper." And Jesus goes, "Italians, huh? Well, how about this? Everybody in their ethnicity, all the men in their ethnicity have hair on their back for the rest of eternity. All their women have mustaches. All their kids live with their parents until they're 40. And when they do move out, they move next door. How's that? Is that fun? Tell them it's from the King of the Jews." Thank you. You guys were so amazing for me. Thank you so much for coming out with such great energy. What can I say? I love you. I love Nashville. Good night, guys. Thank you. I was in Florida recently at a supermarket called Publix. Have you guys heard of it? Yeah, there's some white trash in here tonight, boy. Publix does this funny little thing where they keep a gigantic scale in the front of the store, fat-shaming all of the customers. So I'm walking out of Publix with my mother and my girlfriend, 2 women. And my mother sees the scale. She says, "Michael, I'm gonna check my weight." She hands me her purse, she hands me her items, she goes and checks her weight. She comes off. My girlfriend sees it. She says, "I'm gonna check my weight." Hands me her purse, hands me her items, goes and checks her weight. And that's women's rights. Women have the right to check their weight in Publix. But to everybody else in the supermarket, it just looked like I came there to weigh my women. Mike Vecchione. No big deal. I'm a stand-up comedian. That's my job. My passion? My passion is coming to towns like this to talk to low-income whites about vaccinations. That's my passion. It's my passion. I love sitting eye to eye with the low-income whites of towns like this and just hashing it out about the vaccine. Where do you find the low-income whites of this great country of ours? 2 words: Waffle House. Waffle House seems to be a headquarters for the low-income whites. Or if you're in the middle of the country, it's called a Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrels are just upscale Waffle Houses. We're in Nashville. You have Waffle Houses and Cracker Barrels. Can you say sweet spot? What's your mindset when you go to a Cracker Barrel? I want the unhealthiest food sold in public, but I still want to impulse buy a rocking chair. Where can I do it? Does such a place exist? It does. It's called the Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrels are closing. Sorry, whites. Sorry, whites. Cracker Barrels are closing. Sorry, whites. I'm sorry, whites. But so are Red Lobsters. Sorry, blacks. Sorry, blacks. I'm sorry, blacks. That joke works better if there's more blacks in the room. Maybe someday, right, Nashville? We don't have Waffle Houses in the north where I live. I live in New York City. We have Starbucks. And I don't like Starbucks. I don't like the pretentious energy in Starbucks. You walk in, everybody's on their laptop. I guess writing their screenplay. You know what I think they're doing? I think they're laundering money. Something borderline illegal. So I walk past the pretentious people and I wait in line for the bathroom because I'm in my 50s. And that's what you do when you're in your 50s. You use the bathroom every place that you go. That's less of a joke, more of a medical fact. I don't know how it is here, but the Starbucks in New York, someone's always in the bathroom for a long time. It's one guy. He's really in there. I don't know what he's doing in there, but he's in there real good. I can tell you that. He's living his best life. I don't know if he's finishing college or starting a podcast, but he's in there. He's in there real good. And just when I think he's coming out, water starts coming from underneath the door, indicating that he's not coming out anytime soon. The last time I was at Starbucks, I was waiting in line for the bathroom. The man in front of me had a dog that was wearing a sweater. I hate it. It's so condescending. The dog looked like he went to a better college than I did. It looks like he could bite somebody and he's already dressed for court. The line's taking too long. I exit the line and now I'm waiting in the line for coffee, which is also very long, but it's moving. And I eventually get to the front and the girl with the purple hair goes to take my order. And I go, medium black coffee, nothing in it. She goes, don't you mean grande? I said, miss, I don't think it's the right time to be teaching me Italian. There's a man swimming in your bathroom. None of this is the case at the Waffle House. I went to my first Waffle House last year on the road in Mississippi. First of all, I love the name, Waffle House. House is in the name. It's very welcoming. And it's ironic because everyone in the Waffle House looks like they live in their car. I'm talking Waffle House now. I live in New York City. First Waffle House, Mississippi. I walk in, I'm wearing a shirt with sleeves, so I was overdressed. I go to the bathroom. There's no code on the door of the bathroom at at the Waffle House like at Starbucks. There's no door on the bathroom of the Waffle House. Come and go as you please. Little thing called freedom you might have read about in your history books. I finish my business and I'm walking back to my table, and it's Mississippi. I'm looking at the back of people's heads, and it's mullet, mullet, head injury. Mullet, mullet, head injury. Mullet, mullet, head injury. Mullet, mullet. I get back to my table, and that waitress is a talker. OMG. I knew everything about her in a couple of minutes. Mother of 5, all cesarean. I know that because she showed me the scar as I was eating. Things move quickly at the Waffle House, guys. 1 minute you're discussing menu options. The next minute you're running your finger along a cesarean scar of a woman you just met. 3 of the 5 kids she had during the lunch rush at that Waffle House. The other 2 she had in a bathtub full of moonshine. Mississippi baptism. She's telling me about her life. Turns out she had just gone through a painful divorce. She was married to her cousin. Get off your high horse, Nashville. It's Mississippi. People marry their cousins. And I have empathy for that, because if you're dating your cousin, you kind of have to marry your cousin. Because how do you break up with your cousin? What do you even say? Look, I just want to be family. She starts to tear up talking about her divorce, and I'm compassionate, so I reach up, I touch her face, I wipe away her tear, and I remember I said to her, I said, Scalene? That was her name, Scalene, named after the white trash of all the triangles. I said, Scalene, you did the right thing by getting them youngins as kids, out of that toxic relationship. And out of my peripheral, which is a word they don't understand in Mississippi, I see a man choking. He's a big redneck, no disrespect. And out of instinct, I yell, is there a doctor here? Not realizing that I'm at a Waffle House. Probably not a doctor at a Waffle House. Now I looked at the people's faces and I thought to myself, more a chance of a doctor than a dentist. No one has teeth in Mississippi. Are you guys gonna get these jokes or no? So I think to myself, Michael, you graduated from high school. You're the closest thing to a doctor at this Waffle House. You gotta do something. So I start to make my move. He's a big redneck, he's choking, I'm coming from behind him. I don't want to startle him, but I know I'm in the South, so I get close and I whisper in his ear, I'm white. I lock my hands and I start the Heimlich maneuver, which is gay marriage in Mississippi, and someone starts recording it with their phone, I assume for Pornhub, and after about 15 thrusts, which is what I'm good for, piece of Scrapple shoots out of his mouth and hits another man in the face, also named Scrapple. Scrapple Jenkins, he was the sheriff. So I head back to my table and I'm sitting there contemplating the meaning of life, and my waitress, Scalene, she comes walking towards me, and I notice she's limping. And we're friends at this point, so I call out to her. I say, Scalene, baby girl? Do you got the scoliosis? She said, nope, Ferris wheel accident. Did you guys know Mississippi is 50th in education, but #1 in Ferris wheel accidents? It's the silent killer. There's 2 types of people in Mississippi. People who've been injured in a Ferris wheel accident and people who will be injured in a Ferris wheel accident. It's an epidemic. Anyway, my point is the food at the Waffle House, delish. Deep fried, soaked in lard. It's like a menu full of last meals that you would eat before you went to the electric chair. Now, the electric chair is a punchline to me because I live in the north. But to people in Mississippi, it's a real consequence. And I did some research on the electric chair because I knew I was headed to a death penalty state. Do you guys know in the early models of the electric chair, there were no straps on the electric chair? It's true. And that was problematic because people being executed would just get up. They would just get up and go to another chair that was not electric. If I was being executed, I'd want to stand out. I'd put kernels of corn in my pocket. Then after the execution, they would go into my pockets and find what? A healthy snack. And they would be like, this guy did a lot of terrible things, but he's pretty fun. This guy was fun. After my research, I'm certain that I can beat the electric chair. I can beat the electric chair. When they sentence you to the electric chair, it's 20 years before they execute you with all the appeals and whatnot. Every day in my cell for 20 years, what would I be doing? Praying? I don't think so. Writing a letter to the governor? Not likely. Every day in my cell for 20 years, I would be, look at me, incrementally electrocuting myself. Every day, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Then on execution day, I would be confident to the point of being arrogant. Because they would be like, do you have any last words? I'd be like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I will beat your electric chair. I will beat your electric chair. I got out of jury duty recently. And what you have to do to get out of jury duty, I've got it down to a system now. You have to non-verbally show them that you have terrible judgment. So the first day of jury duty, I walk in, parachute pants, O.J. Simpson jersey, ready to serve, found not guilty. As soon as I get to the courthouse, I say as loud as possible, wow, I haven't been to a government building since January 6th. J6, white man's new year. Then there's a metal detector. Always bring a weapon. I brought my nunchucks. I was doing my nunchucks. He took my nunchucks. He said, you'll get them at the end of the day. I was furious. I said, maybe if Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson would have had a pair of these, they wouldn't have been killed by drug dealers. I was in Las Vegas performing, and I gotten triggered, which is a word kids are using now, because growing up, my father had a gambling problem. He lost our house when I was 11, but he didn't come home and say, I lost the house. He came home and said, Mike, how would you like to go camping forever? That's what he called it when he lost, camping forever. There's no help for gamblers. There's one sign as you drive into Las Vegas. It says, gambling problem? Please call this number. That's ineffective. It should at least say, gambling problem? I bet you won't call this number. That would be more effective because these people have a gambling problem. I had gotten food poisoning in Las Vegas, and as you guys know, there are no doctors in Las Vegas, so I had to go to a magician. And he refused to help me because he was sawing a woman in half, which I think is wrong, ladies. Women are people. They don't deserve to be sawed in half, I'll tell you that much. Do you feel like sawing them in half sometimes? Sure you do. Sure you do, but you don't do it. You talk to them, you go to counseling, you don't just saw them in half. Just once I would like to see a woman saw a man in half, ladies, and really do it, and really do it, and really do it. Not just financially, like in a divorce. women's rights. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna go there. Stop looking at me sideways. Oh, Mike, don't talk about it. No, I'm gonna talk women's rights. I will march. Women can do anything a man can do. I'm always saying that. One of my misogynistic friends called me out. He said, "Can they build cars?" I said, "Yes, women can build cars." Because I was in a car recently, passenger seat, and I didn't have my seatbelt on. And the car kept beeping and 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 beeping until I finally put that seatbelt on, and then the car shut up. I thought to myself, this car was built by a woman. The girl I'm marrying is from the Middle West. I've learned a lot about people from the Middle West since we've been together. For example, people from the Middle West tend to keep their feelings inside. That's what I've learned. Until you leave dishes in the sink overnight. Then people from the Middle West act a lot like people from the Middle East. Impulsive, violent and impulsive. From your reaction to that joke, I can tell you want me to talk politics. I think it just might bring us together. I'll tell you where I am politically. Full transparency. I'm not a morning person, so I'm pretty conservative first thing in the morning. But I get more liberal as the day goes on. But first thing, I hit that alarm clock with my gun. And I am ready to give anybody and everybody the death penalty. Death penalty. And if I don't give you the death penalty, I will frack. I will do fracking. I will frack, death penalty, and then I will frack anything that's not nailed down. I will do fracking all over it. I will frack. I will do fracking, tax breaks for the rich, death penalty, and fracking. But by 6 p.m., I'll be honest with you, I'm ready to go to a drag show at an elementary school. Open the borders, free college for everyone. By 9 p.m., I don't know my gender. I'm ready to sleep. I haven't been watching the news. I didn't watch any of the debates. I'm gonna watch them the way God intended all of us to watch them. On TikTok, being lip-synced by a dog. I hate war. I think war is terrible. But I do think the winner of the Russian-Ukraine conflict should then have to fight the winner of Israel-Palestine. And the loser should have to fight for third. Are you guys watching the Koreas? Are you guys even following the Koreas? North Korea just sent South Korea a hot air balloon full of garbage. Now that's not nice, but that's not war. The Koreas are doing high school pranks on each other. I can't wait to see how South Korea responds. I hope they steal North Korea's mascot. I miss El Chapo. El Chapo got framed. Hear me out on this. He had nothing to do with drugs. The government hated him because he was a short king, like me. And the government hates the short kings. The government loves tall people. The government hates the short kings because we can tunnel everywhere. And the government can't keep track of us. when we're tunneling. Do you guys even remember El Chapo? We'd put him in jail, he'd tunnel out. We put him back in jail, he'd tunnel out. He was like a little Mexican groundhog. If he could have predicted the weather, he'd be free today. That's a fact. Now I'm just talking in facts. Is it better that El Chapo is in prison forever? I think not, because now his metrosexual son runs everything. El Chapstick. Are there any Gen Zs in the crowd? Gen Zs. You guys look pretty young, but not young enough to be Gen Zs. But there has to be one amongst you. Can't see you, you're in the back. Well, I have to give you a trigger warning for what I'm about to say next. According to the laws of Gen Z, I'm required to give you a trigger warning to prevent a trauma. I'm serious. When you hear what I have to say, you're gonna want to go outside and vape. I was fat shamed by my doctor. There it is. Fat shamed by my doctor. I'm 5'8", 195 pounds, solid steel sex appeal. You know what my doctor said to me? He said, Michael, you're obese. I said, Doc, the correct terminology is Italian American. That's what we like to be called now, Italian American. I'm very thin for an Italian American, dare I say frail. And I'm very tall. I could play professional basketball in Italy. How dare you? He said, no, Michael, obesity is a medical term. He showed me on a chart. It was a pie chart, which is a slap in the face. Shows somebody that they're fat on their favorite food. He goes, Mike, you should be 5'8", 160. I said, Doc, if an Italian guy comes in here 5'8", 160, look at me. He's sick. He's sick or his mother hates him. Thought about Ozempic, but I don't trust it. I don't trust any weight loss drug that sounds like the name of a diner in Queens. Mungia, that's the other weight loss drug. That sounds like the Italian word for let's eat. And I'm not going on a diet either. I'm probably gonna go to Plan B, and that's move to a fatter city. I'll just move to a fatter city. They list the fattest cities in the newspaper, and I'll pick one, and I'll move. Because I'm obese in Miami, but I'm a model in Minneapolis. I'm a model. I'm a model. I turned 50, and I'm getting ready for my colonoscopy. I'm on the gurney, anesthesiologist comes in. He said, look, we're gonna administer a drug called propofol. It's gonna put you to sleep pretty quickly. Bell goes off in my head. I go, propofol is the drug that killed Michael Jackson. That's true. He goes, what's your point? I said, my point is this drug obviously kills people with talent. So I'm very nervous. Then he got defensive. He goes, Michael Jackson abused it. I go, whoa, somebody's a Prince fan. That was the whole thing in the 80s, Gen Z, Michael Jackson versus Prince. But my girl is younger, you know? I love her. Don't understand what she's talking about a lot of times. For a while, she was just saying, when we first got together, she was saying, you got me at a discount. You got me at a discount. I don't know what that means. I had to look it up. It means she was going through a tough time when we got together, or else I wouldn't have been able to get with her. But she just kept saying it. You got me at a discount. You got me at a discount. Finally, I was like, I'm about to take you back to the store. Trade you in for a quieter model. She wanted me to go vegan. I go, which one is that? She said, no meat, no fish, no eggs, no cheese. I said, why don't you save me some time and tell me what you can eat? She said, a lot of greens, a lot of grains, a lot of seeds. I said, well, that sounds like a living nightmare. To quote the Gen Zs, I was throwing mad shade. Yeah, no, it was lit. It was straight fire, it was lit. You guys don't get what we're doing. The rest of you guys are sus. I said, baby doll, you have to remember, I grew up in the 1980s. Not only did we eat meat, we would eat meat and yell, where's the beef, at each other. We thought that was hilarious for 10 years. Where's the beef, we would scream as we were shoving gobs of meat into our face. And my girl said something pretty hurtful to me. She said, people from your generation seem pretty dumb. I said, is that so? Because I could pull up 5 people your age on my phone who were killed because they were trying to take a selfie with a bear. Oh, Snapchat! What about you guys, huh? Hunker down, which is a phrase you probably use. Is there rural jokes? Are you guys parents? Do you have kids? Yes. Yes. I have a word for you, parents. Hero. You guys are heroes. And I'm not just pandering. I'm saying that because there's no way to discipline these kids anymore. Everything is illegal. Think about it. You can't shake them. You go to jail for that. Leave them in a hot car, you'll make the newspaper. Leave them alone, they eat Tide Pods. I read that one. I was like, our kids are getting dumber. They're eating laundry detergent. Then I did my laundry with Tide Pods. Can I be honest with you? I almost ate one. Have you seen Tide Pods recently? They look delicious. It looks like a gelato that can clean your clothes. I think Tide is willfully trying to kill our children at this point. That's why when people ask me, are you pro-life or pro-choice? I just go, roll Tide. Maybe we should be letting our kids eat Tide Pods. Then when they get older, they won't be so freaked out by gluten. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've offended the gluten-free crowd, but I am pro-gluten. I love it. I'd bathe in it if I could. I was dating a woman, she said, let's go gluten-free, healthy lifestyle. I said, do you have any idea who you're dating? I'm 100% Italian. Our entire culture is based on gluten and getting others to eat gluten for some reason and flipping out if they don't eat gluten. What am I supposed to tell my 82-year-old mother when we go to visit her and she tries to feed us? She goes, just tell her we are now gluten-free. I said, oh, okay. Why don't I also tell her that we both hate Jesus? Watch an 82-year-old woman try to hang herself with a rosary. Is this fun for you? Are you having a good time right now? But what is gluten, some of you who never went to college are asking? Gluten is a protein that holds your food together, and I love eating together food. We would all be eating crumbs if it wasn't for our good friend gluten. But whatever is good is now bad. What's bad is now good, according to the mainstream media. I was in the supermarket recently, gluten-free section, enemy territory, as I call it. And I grabbed one of the low-income whites that works there. And I go, look, if they're taking gluten out, what are they putting in? You know what she said to me? Asbestos. Asbestos is actually good for you now, she exclaimed. There's a lot of readers here tonight. You know who feels the way that I do about gluten? Indian people. I love my Indian brothers and sisters, and I love their food. And I took this girl who wanted me to go gluten-free to an Indian restaurant, and for her, I asked the waiter, does this dish have gluten in it? He looked at me, he goes, gluten? That's gonna be the least of your problems. Have you had our food? It's 4,000 degrees. It's gonna torch your entire digestive system. At the end of the meal, you're gonna be praying for gluten. We broke up right after that meal. We broke up. If only we would have had something to keep us together. Maybe some sort of protein. This is a great crowd. This is miles from where I started. I started as the lead singer of a Christian rock band called Leprosy. Band fell apart after the second album. I actually like Christian rock. I like it. Little Jesus heavy for me. I'm pro-Jesus, but not every song has to be about Jesus, you know? Other stuff happened in the Bible. How about some Old Testament Christian rock? How about a song called Oh My God, There's a Flood? Where's that song? Everybody I ever met just drowned. Except my neighbor who built a boat for some reason. Won't let me on. Borrowed my lawnmower 2 months ago. Won't let me on his boat. Says there's no room. But I just watched 2 zebras walk on board. 2 zebras. I've been flying a lot, and I find the further you sit from first class, the worse you've done in your life. People in first class are doing wealthy people activities, reading the Wall Street Journal, watching golf on their iPads. By the time you get to basic economy where I sit, there's needles rolling around on the ground. People are shooting dice. It's a bad area back there. Near the bathrooms, you don't want to be there after dark. I hate the pilot on every flight now. I hate him. He always says the same thing. Buckle up, everybody. We're going to be encountering some rough air. Are we? Are we going to be encountering rough air, or are you going to be flying directly into it? Take some responsibility, dude. You know about the rough air because you're making this announcement. What do you say we jack this puppy up to 40,000 feet and fly, I don't know, above the rough air? Just a suggestion from basic economy. Guys, these aren't just airplane jokes. I take them personal. As a man who used to pretend to be a pilot on dating sites, I take these jokes very, very personal. If I was the pilot, I'd play it different. I'd let the turbulence happen, and then I come on, I go, I'm sorry about that, everybody. Someone did not set their phone to airplane mode. We almost died. We almost died, because one of you is a toxic narcissist. If I was the pilot, I'd let the turbulence happen, and then I'd come on, I go, I'm sorry about that, everybody. Full transparency, I fell asleep for 10 minutes. Kicked it over to the co-pilot, but he's got really bad ADHD. We've been following a bird for the past half hour. This guy doesn't get it. He shouldn't be up here. I was in the airport, they made 2 announcements. The first announcement was this: you're entitled to 2 bags on your flight, a personal item and a carry-on. If you have 3 or more bags, you need to start consolidating them right now or we will not let you on the plane. That was the first announcement. The second announcement was this: be aware of human trafficking. I was like, oh my God, that was a huge jump in responsibility between announcements. I was just wrapping my head around consolidating my bags from 3 to 2, and then boom, I'm responsible for human trafficking. Am I responsible for human trafficking? I'm a stand-up comedian. I thought that was the job of the FBI. But I guess if you make it through TSA now, you're responsible for human trafficking. So let me get this straight. You don't trust me with more than 8 ounces of liquids. But you're trusting me to stop human trafficking. I have to leave a full shampoo in every town that I go to. but you want me to stop human trafficking. But what is human trafficking, I asked myself. The answer is I don't know. But using my elementary school context clues, I would say it's smuggling a person. And I don't know how you would do that if you have to consolidate 3 bags into 2 bags, and there's a live human being in one of those bags. It seems like it would work itself out mathematically. So I go on YouTube. YouTube is a valuable resource if you don't know something. And I punch in human trafficking, and a video comes up of a man and a woman talking to each other in harsh tones. So I was on the lookout. And I saw it right in front of me at the airport, a man and a woman talking to each other in harsh tones, just like on the video. And I thought to myself, this is either human trafficking or every relationship I've ever seen at the airport. So I confront, I'm a little bit of a hero, I'm vaccinated. I go, excuse me, is this human trafficking? And the guy goes, are you a cop? And I go, I'll ask the questions, pal, okay? Because that's something a cop would say. I'm not a cop, but I'm an actor. And I played a lot of cops. That's something a cop would say. He goes, it's not human trafficking. We're reading a script. I produce all the Law and Order SVUs in New York. I go, well, that's crazy, because I'm an available actor. He said, you have a great look for the show. I said, thank you. He said, why don't you take my card? We're looking at people next week. Come to this location on Wednesday, and we'll audition you. And that's the story of how I was human trafficked. They will offer you fake acting work just to human traffic you. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, Mike, what's the difference between human trafficking and sex trafficking? That's easy. Sex trafficking is if you're hot. So if they were like, Mike, we're gonna human traffic you, I'd be like, are you sure it's not sex trafficking for me? What if I lost 10 pounds? Would it be sex trafficking? For those of you not laughing, I'm just trying to raise some awareness. I'm raising awareness. Don't hate me for raising awareness. I was in Boston a few weeks ago, and look, I'm not going to sit up here and defend the Boston Strangler. But have you had to listen to that accent for 2 days in a row? I want to choke every last one of them. But what if there was a serial killer on the loose, a strangler, if you will, but he was only killing people who snored? We'd have to act like we wanted to get him. We're like, oh, he's killing our best people. We gotta get him. But we would drag our feet. At least until we all got a good night's rest as a country. Let me tell you why that joke is funny. It's funny because we all have people that we love, I mean really adore, who snore, that we've thought about doing a first-degree murder to. We've thought about ending their lives, and we love them. We've thought about suffocating them to death. But if you really think about it, God already started suffocating them. You would just be helping God. I'm not going to sit up here and say you're doing the Lord's work, but you would be helping God. Then I went to Texas. Anybody here from Texas? Yes. Back me up here. In Texas, they have entire stores dedicated to being a cowboy. There's nothing to compare it to in the North. It's like walking into a store and then walking out a first responder. Doesn't happen. They have cowboy stores in Texas. So I walk in, and a sheriff approaches me. Everybody looks like a sheriff in a cowboy store. And he says, "Can I help you?" And I'm a comic first, so I was like, "I want you to show me a belt that I could use to discipline a child." He didn't skip a beat. He's like, "Is it a small offense or a big offense?" We have thin belts if he didn't go to Bible camp, and we have thicker belts if he joined a militia. You know, Texas crimes. And then I got distracted by a cowboy hat. Oh my God. I put it on, I love it. I don't know where I'm gonna wear it in New York, but I put it on and it felt right. Yeah, I bought it, walked out with it, changed my pronouns to he and ha, and I got out of there. Then from there, I went to Utah. Have you guys ever been? You've been to Utah? Utah is like Atlanta for white people. Does that make sense? It's our Atlanta. I thought there was going to be a lot of Italians in this town that I went to in Utah because the town was called Provo, which I thought was short for provolone. They're big on marriage there. They marry a lot of people. They marry a lot. And I think that's the question in all of our lives, marriage or no. You know who never got married? Benito Mussolini. The fascist dictator of Italy during World War II. He had a girlfriend. And that's significant because he committed himself to evil and he committed himself to taking over the world. But when it came to marriage, he thought to himself, that's a little risky. Why don't we just take it slow? I'm not gonna call her my wife, I'm gonna call her my partner. I like the way that sounds. Partner. Feels like you're fighting crime together. It's easier to explain if you get a divorce. What happened to your partner? She got transferred. She got transferred to another jurisdiction. Anybody married? Yes. It's Nashville. It's the South. You guys are married. Did you do your own vows? Yes. I say yes. Because the vows on the books are too extreme. In sickness and in health, what if she's not sick? And what if she's not healthy? What if she's just always complaining that she's cold? I think that's grounds for an annulment. I could be like, Your Honor, I was under the impression I was marrying a warm-blooded mammal. Apparently reptilia over here is freezing when it's 100. Me and my girl have been together for a while, and initiating physical intimacy can be tough sometimes. You know, there's an element of rejection there, and I'm a performer. I have an ego. So what I started doing when I initiate physical intimacy is calling my private area the cops. So it's usually first thing in the morning, and I'll shake her and I'll be like, babe, the cops are here. And she'll know what I'm doing, and she'll be like, I don't want to talk to the cops right now. And I'll be like, but they have a couple of questions. It won't take long. Then she gets more emphatic. I'm not talking to the cops. I'm like, but they have a warrant. We got engaged. I live in Manhattan, so what I did for the engagement, to buy the ring, I went to a fancy place in Brooklyn. That's what you do when you love somebody. You go into back-breaking debt. Go into the place in Brooklyn. The woman immediately starts talking down to me, so I knew I was in the right spot. She said, there's a new diamond on the market. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called lab created diamond. I said, yeah, I think I have heard of it. When I was coming up, it was just called fake. She got mad at me. She said, it's not fake, it's lab created. I said, baby doll, I don't know that much about diamonds, but I know real diamonds are created in the earth by time and pressure. Time and pressure. Ironically, the two things that take down most marriages. She said, with lab-created diamonds, no one gets tortured. I said, does that include the people who have to listen to this explanation? Because this is hard to get through. Turns out natural diamonds, which is what the real ones are called now, when they're mined, it destroys animals' ecosystems, and the animals have nowhere to live. That's what she told me. I said, baby girl, if I bring home a fake diamond, I'm getting kicked out. I'm gonna have nowhere to live. Better the animals than me. And since that time, because I travel a lot, once in a while I'll see a bird in an airport. Now when I see that, I think to myself, somewhere a man bought his lady a natural diamond, and now that bird has nowhere to live. Yet at other times in my travels, I'll see a man sleeping in an airport. Now when I see that, I think to myself, that guy got his lady a lab-created diamond, and he now lives in the airport. Finally, she had enough with me, and she said, lab-created diamonds are better for the world. I said, but are they? Is this how we should be using our labs? I figure we use our labs to cure disease, not so that Tabitha can feel like a queen. My uncle's got diabetes. Maybe we should look into that with our labs. No, I'm serious, guys. He's got the sugars. He's got the sugars real bad, which is what my black friends call diabetes. She finally convinced me to buy a lab-created diamond, but your boy's not stupid, so I paid with counterfeit money. Lab-created. That's what I'm gonna tell the judge. I was trying to get real ID before I came here. I keep threatening us with real ID. You're not gonna be able to fly unless you get real ID. What they don't tell you is you don't have enough old ID to qualify for real ID. Because I was like, social security card. She was like, what else? I was like, birth certificate. She's like, do you have your umbilical cord? I'm not a fan of the DMV. They're pretty casual about asking for all of your organs. You figure if an organization wants your organs, they would butter you up a little bit. That's not the way the DMV plays it. They don't even ask you in person. They ask you on a form, and it's not even number 1. It's number 16. So you get in the rhythm of the form, and then out of nowhere they go, would you like to give us all of your organs? What do you say you just give us all of your organs? And I'm like, I thought this was about driving. They're like, yeah, but if the driving doesn't work out, what do you say you just give us all of your organs? So I want to feel like a good person, so I checked, yes, you can have all of my organs. But then I sat down, I thought to myself, where's my self-worth? This organization treats me like hot garbage, and I'm giving them all of my organs. So I thought about it, and I found a pen, and I crossed off yes, and I wrote, nope, not today. Because I saw a woman in an airport who had a shirt that said that, and I thought to myself, no one's taken her organs. Because it's my body, and it's my choice. And I sat there comfortable in my decision. But then the woman who called me up was very sweet. She said, you have a great haircut. I said, you know what, girl? You just got yourself a spleen. I had actors' health insurance for a while because my friend put me in his movie and I did some TV stuff. And the thing with actors' insurance is if you book a lot of acting work, you get actors' health insurance. But if you do not book a lot of acting work, you do not get actors' health insurance. So the auditions are pretty high stakes because you're auditioning for your health insurance. I think they should just make it a reality show. I already have a name for it. Do you guys want to hear it? So you think you can live? So I lost my insurance. I figured no problem. I'm Catholic. I'll just go to a Catholic hospital. I get to the Catholic hospital, you know what the guy says? Proof of insurance? I go, oh, no problem. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hit him with the Lord's Prayer. Now I'm in the worst situation. I have to pay the most money for the worst insurance. It's the New York marketplace. I'm paying the most money for the worst insurance. I don't know what my plan is called. I think it's called We Don't Cover That. It's so funny to hear the doctor's office backpedal when they hear my insurance. Like, oh, he's not taking new patients. He's actually not practicing anymore. He's sick himself. He's sick. So I go back to my insurance company. I said, none of your doctors will take your insurance. And they go, have you ever thought about telehealth? I go, that's over the phone? They said, yes. Because there was a time before I was around that the doctor would come to your home. Those were called house calls. Then during my time, you would go to the doctor's office, and that was called an office visit. Now I guess we're just gonna do this over the phone. So I'm at my telehealth appointment on hold, and a voice comes in and says, you've been waiting a long time, would you like a texting option? I'm like, how informal are we gonna make this? I'm just in my bed at 2 a.m. texting what I think is my doctor. Yo dog, you up? Yo dog, chest pains. Yo dog, having chest pains. Yo fam, my arm tingling. My arm tingling, fam. Shortness of breath, fam. I didn't like the doctor's office when I had health insurance because I was cocky, you know? You get health insurance, you get arrogant. I just walk into the doctor's office, I go, Mike Vecchione here for my 315. She'd be like, sign in. I go, but I just told you all the information. Mike Vecchione here for my 315. She said, you have to sign in. When you sign in, there's a place for your name, and there's a place, time of appointment, time of arrival. And I guess if the doctor sees that you're late, he does an intrusive, unnecessary examination to punish you. So I'm arguing with the lady, and I'm like, I just told you the information. She said, if you don't sign in, you cannot see the doctor. So I wrote my name, and next to time of arrival and time of appointment, I just wrote, I'm bleeding. My primary care physician is now my chiropractor. I like him better. There's no forms to fill out. You walk in, he just puts you in a headlock. He asks you questions while he's wrestling you to the ground. I like that. Blue-collar doctor, chiropractor. The only bad thing about a chiropractor is you can't sue him for malpractice because the entire thing is malpractice. Well, probably after this, you guys are hot, so you're probably headed to an after party. I'm in my 50s, so I'm gonna go to a CVS. That's how I kick it now, CVS. Get some fish oil. Omega-3s. I don't know how you guys get your omega-3s. I go fish oil. I don't know how things are here in Nashville, but in New York City, CVS's are maximum security prisons. Everything is locked up. Everything is locked up. You have to hit a doorbell to have an associate open a shelf. Pretty high security these days at the CVS, guys. But then there's self-checkout. There seems like a huge hole in the CVS security model. They're very stringent until you get the item in your hands. Then it's up to you whether you want to pay for it or not. They lock up the fish oil. Should be locking up the baby oil, right? Diddy? P. Diddy. P. Diddy. P. Diddy. Freak off. Freak off. Freak off, baby oil. How much baby oil do you have to buy before it's a red flag? He bought like 3,500 bottles of baby oil. CVS was like, as long as he's not stealing anything, we're good. He could be human trafficking in aisle 8. They're just worried about shoplifting at CVS. They're very worried. And they should be worried because you can't tackle a shoplifter anymore. It's illegal. You have to de-escalate them. What's that look like at CVS? Sir? Sir? Put down the Just for Men. Sir, you don't have to do this. You could age naturally. I'm at CVS and I'm trying to get that fish oil now. And I'm hitting that doorbell. I'm hitting that doorbell like a Jehovah's Witness. Trying to get the fish oil. One time for 20 minutes. The associate showed up and I was like, did you come from home? Was this ringing your doorbell at home? He opened it. It was the last bottle of fish oil. I reach for it. Another man over 50 comes over the top. He reaches for it. We're both clasping it. How do you solve that? How do you settle it? Pickleball. Exactly. Pickleball. Two aging whites grabbing at the same fish oil bottle? That's a pickleball match where I come from. That's pickleball. That's a pickleball match. Let me explain something to you good rural folk. Pickleball was invented by the whites. When the whites get pushed out of a mainstream sport, like tennis, by black people and other ethnics, we do not leave easily. We invent a new sport, almost exactly the same, with slightly different rules, so that we can once again become champions. Let's talk marriage. Is marriage 50-50 like everybody says? No. The marriages that last are never 50-50. The marriages that last are a combination of two types of people. One person who is boring with another person who is crazy. Boring and crazy is the only combination that seems to work. I've done the math on this. Two borings won't work. They'll cheat on each other, not enough excitement. Two crazies won't work because that's the show Cops. Have you ever seen the show Cops? I think it's back on the air. I got all kinds of friends now, single, married, divorced. I got one friend, he got married, divorced, remarried the same woman. I talked to him a few days ago. He said, I'm depressed. I'm like, why are you depressed? He said, I'm having marital problems. I'm like, dude, you're not having marital problems. You have a learning disability. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for making my night and making my special. Such a great crowd. Such a great crowd. You guys are the best. I love you. Have a great night. Thank you.